for motivation, inspiration, positivity, all of those things. So today I'm going to be sharing some motivation about our perspective or our outlook, whatever you want to call it, because when we focus on how we look at things or how we are perceiving things, it's going to help us to not only feel better emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and physically, but it's going to aid in our elevation in our life. And I found that when I have felt stuck in life, stuck with whatever it is that I'm going through, I know that I need probably an adjustment. Do you need an adjustment? Well, this message is for you. So, adjusting your outlook, and I'm going to talk about 8 ways that we can adjust our outlook because it's very important and necessary. So, most of the time when we have this sort of, I call it like an attitude, a whole tude, it's when we're allowing things that are outside of us to get inside of us and get us down or change our perspective. You know, you may start to doubt yourself. You may start to feel negatively. You feel very drained and tired, or you start taking on their poor behaviors. And that's just not acceptable. So, we're going to talk about how we can adjust our outlook to make it be not only positive, but in a way that we can make big changes inside of ourselves so that we don't allow the outside noise, the outside perspective, what other people are doing to stop us from feeling and being our best. Okay? So, the number one thing that I will say is when we talk about adjusting your outlook, we may need to take a break. Hold on one second, guys. We may need to take a break from everything. Take a break from social media. You may need to take a break from, I don't know, Wi-Fi is acting up today, but we may need to take a break from social media. We may need to take a break from certain individuals or a group of people that are getting us down, okay? And that's the only thing that I think we really need to think about when we talk about adjusting our outlook and adjusting our perspective. We may need to take a break from the things that are getting us down. And if those things that are getting you down are your family, it's a job, it's social media, we have to understand that we deserve better. And that's something that many of us really don't think about. We don't think about how others are impacting us. We have to stop allowing the negativity on the outside to come inside of us and get us down. And that's something that is so important, you know. That's something that is so important. Hi, TJ, how are you doing? Welcome in, everybody. That's something that is so important. We have to adjust our outlook. And to do that, we have to take a break from certain persons, from a group of people. Sometimes it's the people who are around us. Maybe it's your job. Maybe it's your relatives, it's friends, it's other people. But we cannot allow other people to get us down and make us feel bad about ourselves. You know, nobody deserves to have that sort of power over us. Yeah. So that's the whole thing that, you know, I wanted to say to everybody. Make sure that you stay in a positive space. Never let other people get you down. Never let anybody stop your light. Stop your being able to have the life that you want. And sometimes it's the people that we care about the most that will do some of the most hurtful things to us. Hi, Erica. How are you doing? So that's one of the things that I'm always constantly working on, trying my best to think about the energy, how people show up, right? The energy, how people talk to you, how they treat you, how their behaviors are, because nobody deserves to allow anybody to make you feel bad about yourself. And what it is that a lot of people who are miserable, they want you to feel miserable. They want you to feel down. They want you to feel discouraged. They want you to stop doing what you're doing. And when we get in those positions where there are people who are making you feel bad, or they're shifting your attitude or your focus, and you're not able to do what you want to because there's so much white noise. And there's a lot of noise in today's society. It's noise from the entertainment world, from your relatives, from a job. There's always people who have something to say about you. And that's why I always say over here on Marlene Motivates, you have to know yourself. You have to know what you're capable of. You have to believe in yourself, and you have to be confident. If we are not confident, we're never going to be able to achieve and get the things that we want. And I want everybody to feel good about themselves. I believe that the solution to everything is love. You have to love yourself, and you have to love yourself enough to know when other people are negatively impacting you. If they're trying to take you down, if they're trying to use you and run all over you, you have to know that you deserve so much better than what we receive. Not all the time the good and positive energy we put out is what we receive back. And that's so hurtful. It hurts a lot when you are there for others and you're supportive and you're kind and you're doing all of these things, and all people do is use you. And that happens in romantic relationships, it happens in friendships, it happens on the job. But we are the ones that have to adjust our outlook. What we can't do in this life is control how other people are. We cannot control what other people do. We can't control what other people say. We can't control the attitudes and the behaviors of other people, but we can always control how we react to it. That's one thing in this life that nobody can stop. Nobody can stop our reaction. So even if others behavior or how they're treating you or talking to you is not good, we are the ones that can take control of our outlook, how we choose to look at it. So will you choose to look at your life and choose to see the positive things, the good things? If you do, only great and amazing things will happen for you, you know? And I think that that's something that is very important. Don't allow the negativity from others to get you down. Thank you so much, Heather. How are you doing? Welcome. So one of the things that I love to focus on is my outlook, my perspective. You know, sometimes we can stop ourselves from having a mental breakdown. And we all go through things in our life that's very heavy, whether it's just the day-to-day trying to maintain bills. Hi, Maria. How are you doing? Welcome. We're just trying to maintain your bills, just trying to stay positive, trying to keep your peace of mind. We're always trying to do, you know, so many things, you know. Yes, Heather, you get so overwhelmed. I know you're not alone in that. Awesome, Maria. I'm doing great as well. And that's one of the things that I wanted to come in to elevate everybody's mind and to say that. Do your best to focus on you. So often we will focus on our relatives and our friends and our job, and we will keep ourselves last on the list. Don't put yourself last. Don't do it. And it's what most of us do. We care so much about other people and how they feel, and they're not focusing on you. They're not telling you to get some rest and to do this, and how can they support you? They don't do that. So we have to adjust our outlook, how we choose to focus on things. And I remember when I was a little girl, and my mom used to say this all the time. She used to say, you may not be able to control your environment and other people's behaviors, but what you can always control is your reaction. How do we react to what is going on in our lives? What is our attitude towards our situation, even when things are not going the best? You may be going through things health wise, financially, spiritually, and other relationships in your life, but what you can do is focus on what you can do. See, it is about the choice, making a choice that I'm going to focus on what I can do, what I can control, and I will not worry about the rest. That's that's something very healthy in a mindset. And I learned that when I was going through therapy. My therapist helped me with that, to be able to stop worrying about everything. And that's what I wanted to do. We try sometimes to micromanage our relationships. We sometimes can't even keep ourselves straight. And we're trying to micromanage other people and what they do and what they say and how they show up. I had to learn to scale back. I had to learn that I had to say no. I had to learn that not everything that people ask me for help is for me to fix. Not everything that people ask you to do for them, you have to do. You have to find your voice. You have to have that positive self-talk and speak up for yourself. That's not for me. That's not for me. You need to take back your own problems. And in going through therapy, it helped me to be able to know what was for me and what wasn't. Stop trying to be the savior for everybody. Stop trying to save everybody out of every problem, every situation. Because when we're just the good, kind people that we are, we naturally want to help others. We actually want to support others, but there's some things that we just cannot do. And it doesn't mean that we're weak. It means we know our limits. See, there's a difference between knowing your limits and being limited. When you are limited, you just feel like you're in a box and I can't do anything other than this. But when you know your limits, you know what is good for you. You know, okay, this is going to disturb my mental health. This is more than I can afford, or I don't like that. That's not in line with what I want to do. It's not in line with the focus of my life, because that's something negative or whatever it is. Thank you so much, Maria. I appreciate it. And that's something that is so important. Hey, how are you doing, Carol? Welcome in. I appreciate it. Would you like to be a moderator? That's something that I always say to myself. Always do your best to keep a positive outlook. Always do your best to have a positive attitude and never let other people's negative behaviors affect mine. I had to remind myself sometimes, because people will test you. People will test you and they will try you and they will say things to try to get a rise from you, to try to get you to argue with them. Don't give them your energy. Remember, you are in control of you. What you do is up to you. Don't allow other people to pull from you and take from you. You have to know yourself, okay? And I had to remind myself that I don't have to be there for everybody. Everybody is not going to be my cup of tea. Everybody is not going to be supportive. Everybody is not going to be on my side and encourage me. And that's knowing your limits, knowing who you are, knowing what you are worth. Thank you so much, Carol. Look at you moving on up from dashboard to closet. Always so positive. Thank you, Carol. I appreciate it. Thank you, Maria. You agree. Okay, so here is the first point. Take a break. Take a break from persons, groups, or social media networks that are affecting you, that affect your mental health, that affect your finances, that affect your being, because some people's, their energy is very dark and they discourage you, or they're always complaining about things and never putting any work to change their situation. So I had to learn to adjust that. Even though I care about certain individuals, I had to learn to not allow other people to be above me. when we talk about self-love, we have to remember that I can't let other people's situation and trying to support people and be kind to other people cause me to be in a deficit, cause my mental health to be affected, cause my finances to be in a bad state. That is the part of self-love that a lot of people do not talk about. And we're going to talk about this in a little bit about reframing certain things in our life. Okay. So take a break. Take a break. Turn off that social media, turn off your phone, tablet, computer. It is not normal for people to be on social media all day, scrolling. Some people don't even sleep at night. And sometimes it's young people, sometimes it could be an older person. It can affect anybody. We have to be careful about how long we stay on social media because it can affect us mentally. It can affect your mental health, and it can affect you physically if you're not getting the rest that you need. Hey, Realist One, how are you doing? Welcome. Happy Tuesday. That's Tuesday. So the next point about adjusting our outlook, I can find for myself that my outlook, my perspective, and my focus changes based on the setting. It depends on, who I'm around. It depends on the environment. Is it negative? Is it drama filled? See, I learned to adjust based on my situation. And before, I used to if people were angry around me, it would start to make me feel angry. But I had to learn that I don't have to be angry because you're angry. I don't have to be sad because you're sad. That's why it's so important to be careful who you keep yourself around. Not everybody who pretends to be on your side actually is. Because it's a lot of fakes and phonies, drama people. All they ever want to do is just take from you and use you. Okay. So change your setting. For me, I found that when I started to learn about organizational skills, keeping my space and my environment clean, organized, and sometimes switching around the furniture, rearranging things, because when we come into a space and it's clean, it's neat, it's organized, it's well arranged, we are able to adjust our attitude. I know I can't think when I see a lot of things around. It slows me down from doing the things that I want to. And the same thing can occur if you have people around. People can affect you to make you not even want to clean up your space. You just want to stay in bed. You just want to feel sad, feel sorry for yourself. And that's just not going to work. So change your settings. Sometimes you have to really literally remove yourself from people. Like, I can't deal with you anymore, and you just leave. Sometimes you may have to get another job. Sometimes you have to literally leave relationships. Like, I can't deal with you anymore because you bring this negativity, this drama, this foolishness, and I don't deserve that. And it's time we start saying that out of our mouth. I deserve better than this. I don't have to settle just because people want to give you crumbs. Just because people are so busy. I had to learn too. Just like other people say they're busy, you go and get busy yourself. See, it's about adjusting your attitude and your outlook towards people. If people feel that they don't have time for you, likewise, the same. Yes, Rilla says moving accordingly. Exactly. You have to adjust how you react based on who you're with. Certain people, they come around and their whole motive, their whole intentions is to get you riled up. They want to get you upset. They want to get you angry, or they want to know your business. They want to start some mess and drama, or they want to make you feel this small. But nobody can take away your power, your energy, and your light without your permission. Okay? So change your setting, change your environment, change the people that you go around. And something that I learned in the past, probably year to year and a half, certain people do not deserve your friendship. Certain people don't deserve to be in a relationship with you because of what they're going through. Not because they're a bad person, but some people have some maturing to do. They need to learn about accountability. They need to learn about, being consistent and not blaming other people for what they're doing. See, that's about personal growth. And the older that I'm getting, the more mature that I'm getting, I'm learning that if somebody doesn't want to do something, you can't make them. No matter how much you care for people and you may love them, but are they loving you back? What is the action that prove that? It's not just about the lip service. It's not about the words that people will just say out of their mouth. I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. I care for you, I love you. No, it's easy. People will just say things out of their mouth and just goes into the air, and they don't mean nothing. They say they love you so that they can use you or get something from you. And that's coming from a space of wisdom. I had to learn that the hard knock life. Not everything that people say is what they mean. It's not real. There's a lot of smoking mirrors and lies and all of that wrapped up. So we have to keep our eyes open. Hey, Reigning Woman, how are you doing? Welcome. Appreciate you being here. Happy Tuesday. Thank you, guys. Thank you to everybody who is in here. If you guys could hit the like, I'd really appreciate it. So now we're on point number 3. Adjust your attitude. Adjust your outlook, okay, and your perspective. So this is going to come with us. Stop making comparisons, okay? We just have to avoid it. There's no simple or easy way to say it, but don't compare yourself to anybody else. Avoid it, okay? It's only going to make things harder for you. Your life is yours, not others. What you're going through, another person may never go through. They may never understand. And the majority of the times, people don't care what you're going through and dealing with. But you have to care about yourself enough to say, my feelings matter. I am valid. I am not my sister, mom, auntie, cousin, friend, workmate, ex, whoever. I'm me. And every day we're working on our personal development, growing and elevating, getting stronger, becoming more wise, making better decisions so that we don't put our foot in the frying pan, or we don't make those decisions by just doing something sporadic. See, we have to think about it, meditate. We have to pray on it, whatever is your belief system. But you got to do some research, some background, and not just jump into things really quickly. Because those are the things that we do when we don't know our power. We don't know our light. We don't know what we deserve and who we are. And I'm here to tell every single one of you, you have a power and a light from within. Don't let other people, don't let situations stop you from turning up your light. Don't allow your past to dim your present. See, and I'm speaking this from experience. I allowed so many things that happened to me, how people treated me, what I went through, poor decisions that I made, immaturity, whatever the case may be. Don't let your past control your present. That's about forgiving yourself. I'm not who I used to be. See, that's what people don't understand when they see you probably a year, 2, 3 years later. People don't understand that how you've grown, how you found your voice, how you have healed and forgiven yourself. People just don't understand that part. Reigning Woman says, right, I have been adjusting my expectations of others to not have any. Yeah. And and it can be very difficult to adjust our expectations because it's just natural. And I was the type of person when I was in therapy and my therapist told me that, we sometimes have these expectations from relationships, romantic, platonic, friend, all relationships. We have these expectations of what a person should do and what a person should be, and then when they don't live up to that, we get very disappointed, heartbroken, and the list goes on and on. So I had to learn to not expect for people to be me. that was something that was very hard for me, because when we show up, we give and do so many things, but you're not getting that back. So I had to learn to start scaling back, and don't open up your heart so easily. Don't just give to everybody. You have to, there has to be a vetting period. There has to be a time where you wait and you see, can I trust this person? Should I tell this person this? Don't just jump and dive into things, and then next thing you find out, you're gonna drown, because nobody's gonna rescue you and save you. Okay, so stop making comparisons. You are enough. You are enough exactly how you are. And it took me a very long time as a woman to be able to receive that and to believe it, that I am okay just on my own. I'm enough, and believe that, because I've heard people all the time say, oh, I love myself, I'm enough, I'm this, I'm that. But when it comes to the decisions that you make, how you treat yourself, how you show up for yourself, and how you allow other people's negative energy to get you down, all of that comes to what we think about ourselves. Hey Tamika, how are you doing? Welcome. Appreciate you being here. Happy Tuesday. I appreciate your support. So that's one of the things that, it's on a regular basis. It's not something that you just once and for all time say, I love myself, and then you don't have to do any work. The journey for your self-love is forever. It's a journey of a lifetime. You have to constantly work on you. And don't compare yourself to another person. And I had to start speaking that over myself. I am phenomenally made. I have worth, but not everybody will see it. That's something that I had to learn. You can be a very worthy woman, a very worthy man. They don't see it. They don't appreciate it. They don't care for you. See, people can only give you what they possess. And certain people do not possess the wisdom, the light, the understanding, the compassion. They're just about themselves. It's just about greed and selfishness. And you have to pay attention. Okay? Pay attention, everybody. So we're not doing the comparisons. All we do is we're going to take one day at a time, and we're going to do the best that we can with that day. I don't know about you all, but we're going to talk about in a little bit about having the mantras and the personal affirmations. And it's so important to have those mantras and affirmations so that we can have the right attitude, have the right outlook, have the right perspective. And let me tell you, if you don't have a positive attitude, hi, Fabulous Vibe Support, I appreciate it. Welcome in. If we don't have the right attitude in this life, I'm telling you, it can stop your money. It can actually unalive you, because if you don't learn to cool your jets, getting so angry at everything, part of my healing and part of my maturity, I had to learn that not everything that is said that I got to answer. Just because a person says something to you, you don't have to respond to that, especially when you know it's foolishness. You know it's not a lie. You know it. So you don't have to convince people of your power. You don't have to convince people of your worth. You don't have to convince anybody of your light. You don't have to. I had to start speaking that over myself. I'm worthy all on my own. Hi, Angela. Hi, Boss Life Online. Welcome, everybody. Thank you guys so much for being here. Happy Tuesday. If you guys could hit the like, I'd really appreciate it. That's something that I had to really take some time and pause and meditate on those things. Not everybody is going to see my worth. So it's my purpose in this life to be my authentic self. Turn up your light. Don't dim it. Just because a person may not like you, they think you're foolish, they think you're ugly, but people will make up this whole story because sometimes your light blinds them. The way you live your life, the way you treat yourself makes them feel bad because they don't have the courage to do that. They don't have the courage to be themselves. They don't have the courage to use their talents and their gifts. They don't have the courage to say that they're blessed. They rather choose to complain. They rather choose to think about their past and never heal, never forgive, never get up and say, I'm in control of me. Okay? And that was a really hard thing for me to do, but that was definitely an attitude adjustment, because I grew up with the spirit of whatever isn't right, complain about it. Whatever isn't right, fight your way through it. And that's not the right attitude. So that's why I said adjust your attitude, adjust your outlook, adjust your perspective. Sometimes the things that we were taught, the people that we were around, it's not healthy. It's negative. It's the reason why you're probably stuck in the same space, not growing, not elevating, not getting the things that you want and desire, because you are around people who are not growing within themselves. So I had to learn that I can't change the people that I'm related to. I can't change people on social media. The only person that I can work on is me. The only person that I can heal is me. So it's about that self-reflection. Take some time and reflect on that, my motivators family. Reflect on your own personal light. And I am in control of me. I'm in control of what I do. I'm in control of what I say. I'm in control of how I treat others. And I learned this in just recent years. I'd probably say in the last 6 to 7 months, not allowing other people to control me. I feel like sometimes, hey, Slice of Farming, how are you doing? Welcome. Sometimes I feel when somebody gets to me and gets me angry, I feel like I have to convince people. I have to convince people of my power. I have to convince people of my light. I have to convince people of what I can do. And you don't. Hey, Shonda, how are you doing? Welcome. Happy Tuesday. You don't have to convince anybody of your power. You don't have to convince anybody of your light. Okay? Hi, Michael. How are you doing? Welcome. Michael says, good afternoon. How are you? God loves you and you are highly favored. You are royalty. Amen, Michael. Same to you. Appreciate you guys being here. If you guys could hit the like, I'd really appreciate it. And that's something that we all have to work on, right? Having the right perspective in this life. Don't let other people's negativity get you down. Don't let anybody stop you from smiling. Don't let anybody stop you from your peace. Don't let anybody stop you from a plan that is inside of you. Okay? When you have something that has been downloaded inside of you and you just, oh, this is what I want to do. Don't let anything stop you. Don't let social media, don't let a relative, don't let anybody stop you from dimming your light. What is inside of you, it was given to you for a reason. There's a reason and a purpose behind why you were given certain things. Because you have a gift, you have a natural inclination towards doing it. But it's hard sometimes when you don't know how to get from point A to point B. But we're not making excuses. We don't make excuses, motivators. If you don't know how to do something, you do your research. You get a coach. You get a mentor. You get accountability partners that will check in with you. But just making an excuse is not good enough. Making an excuse is something that other people do. See, we don't do that. We don't make excuses. We're game changers. We're motivated. We're inspired. We have a purpose. There's a passion in our life. We have skills. We have talents. And we are blessed. When you know about your blessings, when you know what you have been through and gone through, don't let anybody stop you or tell you you are less than. And I'm telling you that from experience, being around people who all they ever did was take. They take and they take and they take and they pull from you, and they want to stamp you down. That they want to always tell you you can't do something. No, you can't do something. That's what I had to learn. Don't let others stop you from using your gifts. Don't let anybody stop you from your smile. Nobody has the right to stop you from smiling. Nobody has the right to stop your peace. Nobody. But we give it away to people. Somebody does something raw. We're ready to come out of a bag on them. Don't give people your power. They don't deserve it. They don't know you. They don't know you. They don't know your worth. They don't know what you've been through. And most of the time, people don't care. They want you to be miserable like them, but they don't know every day you wake up, you make a choice, just like I do. Every day I wake up and I make a choice to choose me. I make a choice to love myself. I make a choice to get up and to put in the work so that my tomorrow can be better, so that I can create generational wealth, so that I can be the best me that I can be, so that I can show my younger relatives, oh, they saw she went in therapy, she did this, she worked on herself, she was accountable. See, that's what a lot of people don't do. You can't adjust your attitude by saying, it's not my fault, it's all theirs. Part of being mature motivators family is accepting what we do wrong. And sometimes we do some messed up stuff. We hurt other people. We can't just say what other people do. What are you doing? What am I doing? That's a part of the personal growth. That was messed up. I shouldn't have done that. Or I shouldn't have talked to them that way. They didn't even do anything to me. Or you have to ask yourself, am I jealous of them? All of those things help us, because if you are not honest with yourself, you cannot experience growth. You cannot elevate. You cannot be strong. You cannot get to where you are supposed to be if you're having this negative, dark attitude. Okay? Yes. Yes. Always, Michael, always. Shonda says, people put the blame on others for nothing. Yes. Shonda also says, because they are at fault themselves, guilt or shame. Yes. I get those moments, and yes, I start praying. Amen. That's something that we really have to work on. I know that I forget sometimes, being a human being, we're all imperfect, and we fall short many, many times. And I have to remember sometimes in dealing with other people that everybody it was saved for a reason. Some people, you don't get it. Some people are not your cup of tea. You don't really like them. You don't really care for them. But don't let other people and their attitude and their situation and what they choose to do or not do stop you from being your best self. I had to speak over my life. Every day I wake up in the morning, I speak and declare over my life. Today, Marlene, you will have a great day. Today, you will be amazing. Today, you will reach people and be positive. Today, you will have peace. Today is your day to love yourself. Every single day, I speak that over myself and my life, and I speak it over every single person that I meet. Hi, Wellness. How are you doing? Welcome in. I speak that over myself. I speak it over my life. And that's why it's so important who you have in your circle. Who are your circle of people? Because if you don't have good people around you, it's going to negatively impact you. Yeah, Shonda, don't let others that you support run you down and tell you what to do. And that's one of the things that also we have to learn as motivated people. We have to know what we want, because I can say for myself, and being in relationships, romantic, platonic, friends, your relative, all these people, if you don't know what you want to do, if you don't have a direction and a guide and saying, I'm going to do this, this, and this, and give yourself a timeline, other people will naturally control if you don't have control. If you don't know what you're doing, if you don't know what you want, other people will take your time away. Same on social media. Like I have a timeline. I have 30, 40 minutes that I devote to whatever it is. And then it's time for me to move on, because I have moves to make. You have moves to make. Don't let anybody slow you down from the moves that you are supposed to make in your life. Okay? Yes. Exactly, Michael. Yes. So let's get to the next point. Point number 4, adjust your outlook, your attitude, and your perspective. This is one that is so hard for many people. So hard. Take some time off for you. I know I used to feel so guilty if I took a day off from work, or take a day to turn my phone off, or a day off of social media. Hi, Joshua, how are you doing? I know I would feel so guilty and so bad to take some time for me. I felt like I was a bad person because I'm thinking about myself. And if you are around the wrong people, if you are around the wrong people, they will make you feel guilty when you prioritize yourself. They will make you feel guilty that you're prioritizing your mental health. They will make you feel bad that you say, no, I can't afford that. I don't want to go there. They will try to say, why not? Why? And that's why we have to know ourselves. We have to know what we can afford. We have to know what we like. We have to know our goals. And we have to know ourselves. One thing that I had to learn in my life, that just because everybody else is doing it, it doesn't mean you have to do it, Marlene. Be your own individual. And that's why I'm always going to spread on my channel. Be your own self. You don't have to be anybody other than you. Because I tried it for a little while here on social media, trying to be this and be so entertaining. That's not me. I had to learn just to be you, Marlene. You don't have to put on airs. You just speak how you speak. You talk how you talk. You share your experience. You share your wisdom and keep shining your light. I've always said that the the right people will be drawn to you. The right people will be ready for you, but you got to work on yourself. See, a good leader always works on themselves. They're always seeking to improve. How can I be stronger? How can I be healthier? How can I be more happy? Because when you are a happy person, when you're happy inside, the people around you, they benefit. See, I wanted to raise my elevation, raise my spirit, raise my light. See, because when I radiate, when I vibrate higher, other people can as well. And I don't know if you can tell, I took a little break because I needed to do some work on me. I need to work on my own self. I need to take care of me, get some rest, and to work on fixing and healing some things on the inside. The things that I say to you guys, I'm not just saying it and blowing smoke. It's the things that I apply in my own life. Sometimes I need to take a break from other people. I need to take a break from this platform so I can re-energize my own self. Okay? So take some time off for your mental, for your physical, for your spiritual recharging. Because if you're always going like a robot, you are going to wear out and wear out quickly. You're going to have an attitude. You're going to be angry. You'll start snapping at people. No. See, we're loved. We're capable. We know our worth. And also, we know our limits. See, before I didn't know anything about limits. I was always the yes woman. So, oh, Marlene, can you do? Yeah, can Marlene? Yes. I didn't even let them finish the statement. Sure. Now these days, I said, I'll see. Maybe. Let me pray on it. Before I used to be afraid to speak about my faith and to tell people, let me pray on it. But today I'm not afraid. I pray over myself. I pray over my channel. I pray over my family. I pray over the people that I love and I care about. And it makes a difference. It makes a big difference. Until you fortify yourself, you have to fortify your mind. You have to fortify your heart. You have to fortify your spirit. You have to be able to take in some knowledge. It's all of those things. Yes, amen. Yes, people need to think, including the hosts that are in charge, because you are right. It can lead to a mental, because it can lead a person to committing, unaliving themselves. Yes, exactly. You can replace numbers, but you can't replace the people that are gone. Yeah. And that applies in so many other things too. On your job, it's about setting boundaries. You have to set boundaries in your workplace. Like After this time, I'm not going to be available. If you call me, I will not answer my phone. The same thing with your relative, the same thing in romantic relationships. It's never too late. It's never too late to start boundaries. It doesn't matter what you have done. Today's a new day. Today, you're going to get a boundary. Today, I'll say, I'm busy right now. I'll call you in 20 minutes because it's my time. Even sometimes if I'm not doing anything. But if I'm having my own me time, personal time, I'm in my meditation, I'm in a business meeting. No, I'm not going to stop everything for other people. And that's what I used to do before. I would always put aside what I wanted to do, what my goals are, what I'm supposed to be doing in my life and focus. See, my focus was always on making everybody else happy. I was so focused on making, the person I'm with in a romantic relationship, my siblings, this person, that person. But I was never pouring into me. And I was breaking down, literally. I was getting sick, physically sick, mentally sick. I was breaking down. I thought I was really losing my mind, but all it was is I was not saying no. I was not saying that's not for me. See, sometimes we are unbalanced and we have to get back in balance. See, that's about adjusting your attitude, making an adjustment. Sometimes we need to make an adjustment because we do things unbalanced for our relatives. We do things unbalanced for our job. You do things unbalanced for your partner. You do things unbalanced for so many people. But when it comes to us, you'll be drained, tired, and you'll be out like in the middle of nowhere, like you're on a boat and you have no paddle. You're just drifting away and nobody's checking on you. Nobody cares. That's why you got to know yourself. You got to know when you're tired, when you have to know when something is not for you, when a certain individual is not for you. It doesn't mean they're a bad person. It just means not everybody is for everybody. Okay? Doesn't mean you're bigger or you think you're better than. No, I've heard people say, oh, you think you're better. No, because I put in the work to heal me. Why would I go backwards and be that person, rah, 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 want to argue, want to fight? That's not me. I'm in a space of peace these days. I'm in a space of prayer. I'm in a space of maturity and accountability. I can't do those things that I used to do because I'm a role model. See, there's a difference when you mature, when you heal, when you get great mentors and great people around you, and they're looking at you like you can do way, way better. So I want to say this to anybody who needs to hear it. Don't settle. When you know you can do better, put in the work that it takes to be better. Put in the work. Sometimes it means you may have to burn the candle at both ends sometimes, You got to do your hustle while you're doing your 9 to 5 until you can replace that 9 to 5. And then it can be your whole life. Your whole life is your dream. So you can do it. I wanted to say that. You can do it. Don't let other people and that's the thing that got me down for a really long time. I allowed my ex. I allowed relatives. I allowed social media because I'm looking at what they're doing and what they like and what they think. And I never asked myself, but what do I think? But what does God think? What does God want from me? See, I'm allowing other people to lead me, and it's leading me down a road of being stuck, being negative. No, that's not going to work. And I had to get back on track. I had to remember my faith. I will never be afraid to say. There was a time where my faith was not in a good space. I was not in a good space because I was not trusting. I was trusting in people. I was loving people more than I love my Heavenly Father who has done everything. He saved my life. And I'm not ashamed to say that. My Heavenly Father saved my life more than one time. If you guys know my story, more than one time, literally saved my life from eating disorder, from trying to unalive myself, from feeling like I wanted to follow right behind people when they passed away. I'm trying to tell y'all, I'm not just saying this. This is not something I read in a book. This is something that I lived. I know what it feels like to feel this little, to feel left out, to feel like nothing. I feel like nobody, zero self-esteem. I didn't even know what self-esteem was. I was in a very dark space. But one day, I had a teacher, and when I say she poured into me when I was 14 years old, when I had an eating disorder, and she poured into me. And she said, "Baby, what's going on?" She's like, "Your skin and bones." See, I tried to hide it because I was during that time where people were wearing hoodies and stuff, but she saw right through it. See, that there's certain people that you can get away with things, and there's other people who see right through it. And she saw right through it, and all she saw was my pain. And every day I'm thankful that I had people that loved me before I loved myself. Isn't that something? And I'm speaking over anybody's life right now because I know what that feels like when you don't love yourself yet because of the things you've been through and the amount of pain and hurt and how people have just literally beat you down, literally. So I'm speaking over the ones that you don't possess love for yourself yet. And I'm here to tell you it will come. Be patient. It will come. When you start making better decisions, when you start thinking about things, when you start meditating, when you start having your own life, believing in yourself, working on your own confidence, learning to look at yourself in the mirror and to say, "I love who I see looking back at me." See, I could never say this about 10 years ago. Never. I didn't know anything about self-love and self-reflection, self-awareness, boundaries. Those are all foreign to me. But these days I know them, and these days I teach them because I experienced it. So to anybody that has been in pain and people don't accept you, don't love you, treat you like garbage, it's a blessing the day they left your life. It doesn't feel like it in the moment. Sometimes when people leave our life, it hurts so bad. It's like a dagger through the heart. It hurts so bad. And most of the time, they don't even care how much they hurt you. They will never understand the level of pain that they have brought to you. Never. They'll never understand. They'll never get it. But I can say, but on today, I'm grateful for what they did, because if they didn't treat me or they didn't treat you how they treated you, would you ever learn about self-esteem and confidence and learning to be strong, learning to believe in yourself, learning to be more independent, learning to depend on God for everything? Because there were times where all I had was me and God. When people abandon you, when people backstab you, when people who you think will support you and be there for you and they don't. I know about those times when it was just me in a quiet space in a dark room, and it was nothing but me and my tears. It was nothing but me and my prayers. So I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed anymore. I used to be ashamed to say I'm a woman of faith. Not anymore. Believe in yourself. It will come. It will come. The more you make better decisions, the more you start seeing your life start shifting and aligning, the more you start to align, the more you start to work on yourself, the more you start. Let me tell you something. When you start telling yourself, "I forgive you," when I say I cried like a just streaming tears, when I talked to the little girl inside of me and I said, "Little Marlene, I forgive you when you didn't have confidence. I forgive you when you let people run over you. I forgive you for all of that, because today now you know confidence. So you don't have to be afraid anymore, little Marlene, because the adult Marlene is here, and she's stronger, she's aware, she's conscious, she loves herself, and she is here to spread light to others. And I'm grateful. I can tell you all, if I never adjusted my outlook, if I never thought about my attitude was poor, if I never was introduced to, you gotta work on some accountability, because I always used to blame everybody. I never blamed myself. See, there's certain things you gotta take ownership of it so that you can grow and be a better woman or be a better man. You better believe it, okay? And okay, I gotta speed up because I've been talking too much. But I had to say that because it was on my spirit to say it. So another thing we can do to adjust our outlook is volunteer. I will tell you all, no matter what it is that you do, volunteer to help others. When I was in that really dark period in my life, if I didn't have just leaving the house and going and helping somebody else, helping others changes your perspective. You don't know how many times I go to help somebody else and they wind up helping me. You ever gone to help somebody and you say, man, I thought my life was messed up. Look at them. And yet they can be the most positive person, or sometimes they're not. Sometimes we can learn from others what to not do. Okay, they did this, they've lived to this age, and they still aren't accountable. They still have never been introduced to confidence. And then I start thinking, I'm so grateful for the age that I am, and for the strength, and for my courage. Because it takes a lot of courage to believe in yourself. It takes a lot of courage to take ownership for all of the wrongs that you have ever done. It takes courage. And I want to say to everybody who has had enough courage to say, I was wrong for that. I give you your props, because it's not easy. It's not easy to look at yourself in the mirror and to say, I was wrong for that. I should not have done that. But today I know better. See, from everything we go through in our life, we can choose to learn the lesson or repeat it. We can make it a cycle, or we can make it a lesson learned. And that's the difference. That's the difference. And I'm grateful to be in that space today. Before, I used to always keep making the same bad decisions over and over. And of course, you're going to keep repeating the cycle. You're going to keep choosing those bad relationships. You're going to keep making the poor financial decisions. But when you start being accountable and say, I can't do that, I can't afford that, it doesn't mean you're a bad person. But you got to know your limits. See, knowing your limits is not limiting. Okay? Knowing your limits brings you peace. I can't afford that. That person makes me feel bad about myself. You have to know yourself. And it takes a courage to, when you notice something about someone, when you notice someone's energy or someone is doing things, and you say, I'm not going back there. I don't like how you talk to me. We're not doing that. Or blocking people immediately. Like, nope, I'm not dealing with you anymore. See? There's a difference, Motivators family. There is a major difference when you know your light, when you know your power, when you know the reason why you're here. And I want somebody to say that today. I know the reason why I'm here today. I didn't understand before when I was trying to unalive myself. I didn't understand. I had no idea that I was saved for a reason. That giving my own testimony about, yeah, I did try to unalive myself. Yeah, I did have an eating disorder. Yes, I have lost 5 family members in 4 years. I sure did. But I'm still here. See, that's the difference, Motivators family. A lot of people, when they go through situations, they don't have enough strength from within. They don't have a reason. And every day I wake up, I have to remind myself of the reason why I'm here. And I want you to do the same thing for yourself. You have a reason why you are here. You have a reason that you exist. Don't let anybody tell you any different. There's nobody on this earth that can convince me that this is not my purpose. Even if you tried, I wasn't going to listen. See, you have to be that convinced about your life, about what you want to do. And if you don't wake up every day with put a smile on your face, then it's not worth it. It's time for you to make some steps in order to shift that into being what you want. Hi, Cola. How are you doing? Welcome. You have to put in the work. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. It took me about 6 months for me to shift my life. I just had an allergy attack. I just had an allergy attack. I'm good, guys. But I just wanted to say, don't allow other people to stop you. Okay? Don't allow other people to stop you. If I knew about like 10 years ago that I could be able to live the life that I'm living, that I could be able to have money in my bank account and not have to explain it, to be able to live a life of purpose. Yes, Cola. Live a life of purpose, live a life of light, that I could have people in my life that will actually support me. I would have did this years ago. But I wasn't convinced yet. Until you are convinced that you can do some great things, you will never take that leap and step ahead. It took me a really long period of time in my life to be able to get to that space. A really long period of time. And I just wanted to tell you all that. It will come. So we have 3 more points, everybody, okay? Point number 6, mindset. Okay. You may, mindset shift, okay? I know you may be thinking a way that is not so good for your well-being, but you have to reframe your thoughts, okay? Reframe it. Tell yourself, I'm entitled to feel how I feel, but what I'm not entitled to do is to stay there, okay? I put a time limit on anger. I put a time limit on being sad. I said, I'm going to give you 30 minutes to cry, and then that's enough. I'm going to give you 15 minutes to have a meltdown. See, I time things. Before, I used to let negativity, I used to let other people, I used to let so many things get me into saying I had a bad day. Now I never let myself have a bad day again. You can have some bad moments. You can have some annoying people, but nobody can make my day bad. See, it's a choice here. See what I'm talking about with that title? Adjusting your outlook, your perspective, how you want to see it. See, it's a mindset shift. See, in my mind, I had to start telling myself, you're going to have a great day because you are great. You're going to touch somebody's life today. You're going to help somebody to heal their wounds of the past. Okay? Tell yourself, I'm entitled to feel how I feel, but I will not remain there. I will not remain sad. I will not remain negative. Don't let anybody take that power over you. We give it away without our permission. Don't want people who don't know you. They don't pay no bills in your house. No, I'm not giving you my light. I'm not giving you my shine. I'm not giving you my peace. And I'm definitely not going to let you stop me from my elevation. Okay? And this is point number 7. Practice that mindfulness and be careful about how you talk to yourself. Okay? This is something that I think from I was a little girl, probably until I was a teenager, I had a really bad problem with that because I used to say, I'm stupid, I can't do it, that's dumb. Be careful about how you talk to yourself because if you don't start off by talking to yourself in a good way, let me say this: how we talk to ourselves is how we act. So if you tell yourself, I can't, you've already put it in the atmosphere. You've already put it in the air. When you say, I can't do it, you won't. Okay. So instead of saying, I can't do it, I'll tell myself, this is not a good time, but let's put this, give myself 6 months. But you never tell yourself, I can't. You never should tell yourself you're not capable. Give it a try. At least you can always say, at least I tried. At least I tried. There's nothing like saying, yeah. Instead of having the, oh, I wonder, the shoulda, woulda, couldas, I wonder if it would have worked out. See, we don't know. Okay. So, in being careful how we talk to ourselves, these are the things that we need to do in talking to ourselves. Positive affirmations. Positive affirmations are so important to our life. How we speak over ourselves. I have the potential inside of me. I have a purpose. I am somebody. I am worthy. I can do it. If I was led to it, I can do it. And I'm so grateful to my amazing mentor for that mantra, that affirmation. If I was led to it, I can do it. So I'm asking you this, motivators. Do you have something on your heart today or something that you've wanted to do for so many years? If it's on your heart, if you're led to it, if you have the disposition, if you've been through this struggle, use that. Turn your pain into your power. See, that's a shift. That's a shift that you make in your mind. See, yeah, you can choose to sit down and complain about it and be angry and be sad. Of course, when we go through situations, we're human. You must talk about it. You must talk about what you're going through and how you feel. But after that, you have to say, now it's time for me to shift that energy. And instead of complaining about it, how about teaching? How about testifying? How about supporting somebody else? How about getting into my gift? How about being an advocate for whatever it is that I went through? See, that's how we shift our power, our pain into a power. See, what hurt us can wind up helping us. What hurt us can wind up helping somebody else. And I'm so grateful that I can speak transparently about things and it can elevate somebody else. It can encourage somebody else. And I have no problem with saying, yeah, I've been through stuff. Yeah, I did a lot of wrong things. Yeah, I was spoiled. Yeah, I was miserable. I was entitled. I was jealous. Yes, I receive all of those things. See, because I learned in going through therapy that until you recognize what you are doing, you will never grow from it. So nobody can't throw it in my face and say I was this or that. Okay? Nobody can't tell me that I was of course I know I was jealous. Of course I know I was a complainer. Of course I know I was a avid procrastinator. I know those things, but nobody can't use something as something to put over your head to make you feel this small. See, it's acceptance. I accept what I was, and then I learned, and then I grew from it. So now I can give it to somebody else. Don't be afraid to say, I do this, I do this, I do this. Okay? And now how can I do better? How can I be better? Because I'm worthy. I'm worthy enough to change. And I had to talk to myself like that. Because when we go through things in our life, from generational pain, if you've had relatives or your parents or whoever, romantic relationships really put a hurt and a pain on you, when they really put a pain, when they really do something to you, it's like you want to be angry for the rest of your life. But why? Being angry, you just wind up hurting yourself, you know? And I had to say one day, I was just so tired. I was so tired of being angry. I was so tired of complaining. And then I had to say, but who can change your life but you? I had to change my perspective. That's why I wanted to do this topic today. Adjust your outlook. When I started speaking positively over my life, I can make great changes. I can be a role model. I can be an example. Every time I click that live button or every time I make a video, I'm a role model and example. I choose to encourage others instead of putting down others. See, that's already a shift because I grew up talking about people, being in gossip and drama. But now I choose to shift that every day. It's not that I don't think about it sometimes and I may take a step backwards sometimes. I slip up because I'm human. But then I get back on course and say, no, that's who you were, not who you are. Okay? And forgive yourself. And I have to forgive myself on a regular basis. On a regular basis, I say, I forgive you when you make mistakes. I forgive you when you procrastinate. I forgive you when you doubt yourself. But you're blessed. But you're capable. You're worthy. You are everything that you need to be successful. And I say the same thing to you. You have everything you need to be successful. Everything. 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 Okay? Yes, it helps you so much. Awesome, Cole. I'm glad to hear that. So this is what I'm going to say. We are what we feed our mind. So be careful about what you listen to on the social media, on entertainment, the music. I had to learn to start shifting things and start reading positive affirmations, talking to positive people, what I listen to. See, what we feed our mind is what we believe. And that can be what makes you feel stuck, makes you feel discouraged, feel depressed, feel like you're in the same position, like nothing can shift. You can't shift anything out of your life until you own it and then say, that's the end. That's what it was. Today's a new day. I'm going to do something different. Okay? Now, this is the last point, everybody. Point number 8. How do we adjust our outlook? Positive influences. Now, I tell you, positive influences are everything. If you don't have great accountability partners, great friends, mentors, support, your spiritual family, whatever it is, as long as it's positive, it doesn't have to be somebody you actually know. Because I have some people that I read their material, and for me, they're a mentor for me because they feed my mind. They positively influence me, and I go back and I read those material over and over again because it has a positive influence over me to cause me to mindset shift. I want you all to know something about Marlene, okay? I don't always think positive. Sometimes I want to fight people. I want to cuss people out. I want to punch them in the stomach. I want to do something. Oh, I want to make a video. Oh, I'm going to talk about them because they did this and this to me. But then I said, no. No, you're a motivator. No, you're a positive person. No, you've elevated. You've grown. You're not that way anymore. So reading positive material, being around positive people, being honest, knowing my limits has helped me to adjust my outlook. I hope some of this information has been helpful to you all. I hope it has been positive. I hope it's something to support your mindset and your focus, and it helps you to know that you're not alone. I know that everybody goes through something. We all get down. We all get discouraged. We all go through situations, but I want you all to know that you can make a choice to say, I don't have to take that. I can remove myself from that. I don't have to listen to it. I can do better. I'm going to be accountable. I'm going to make better choices. I'm going to meditate on things. I'm going to pray over it and then do those things. Rinse and repeat. Read some positive material. Speak positively over your life, even if it's not going the way you want to. Say, I'm a work in progress. I can be better because I am better. Thank you guys so much for tuning into today's motivation. Okay? Thank you so much. I appreciate you all. Yes, realists, Everybody, is a work in progress. Well, they should be, okay? They should be. The progress starts within, okay? Yes, as long as we admit that. Hey, East, how are you doing? Welcome. Yes, as long as we admit that. Thank you guys so much for your support. I appreciate every single one of you. Everybody have a great rest of your evening. Keep your head up, okay? Hey, Trina, catch the replay. Thank you so much for coming in. And everybody have a great rest of your evening. Keep your head up, be positive, and adjust your outlook. And those who are listening in the replay, leave me a comment in the comment section below. Make sure you hit that like. Join my channel membership. It starts at $1.99. Bye-bye, guys.